About guru-student relationship. A few weeks ago you mentioned about a guru could act from an emptiness and loving place and appear to sleep with students or steal from a student, etc. I totally understand what you're saying, but in the worldly life, those women who slept with gurus, some feel beneficial in helping waking and others felt hurting. Could you say something about this? Why would guru contact with student this way? Thank you, Lisa. Hey, Joy. I think it's karma. For the person, for the student. I think you're right. I think that like for some, sleeping with a teacher could have a massive awakening and shift lots of things and be very healing. But for some, it could be really traumatizing. And I think it's simply karma in the person as to where they are with all of that. And I don't think it's wrong or right, actually. Like on a deeper level, I just see everything in flow. And even though I could have opinions and say that I just don't have too much of an opinion on it. Like it's just what's happening in the end. And I think it's super sad for the people that have felt hurt, and that's really beautiful that the people that have felt it change them. It's so complicated, this dance of life. It's way more complicated than we can understand. Why would guru connect with student in this way? I don't know why the guru would connect with the student in this way. It could be sexuality, it could be fun, it could be just the flow, what feels right. Could be that the guru has old stories to act out in that. I just really don't see the perpetrator and the victim so much. Like I can explain it, like how somebody feels victimized and how somebody's the perpetrator. I can explain all of that, like if you want me to explain it. But in the end, it's all flow. Nobody can help being any other way than what they are. It doesn't mean that you don't say sorry. Like I try to say sorry on a regular basis because we hurt other people, but in the end, it's flow. Couldn't be any other way. And we don't know why really life is making us move these certain ways. We can diagnose this and say, oh, I did it out of fear, or I did it out of pressure, or I did it out of compassion or freezing, or all these different dynamics. I think in our society, we look at gurus unrealistically. Like we want them to be on the human level an embodiment of God, not because that's what we actually want, but that's what we wanted from our parents, this unconditioned love. So we project it onto this guru. It's like what we want, so then we look for it outside. This guru saying all these loving things, and then we're desperate for it, so we project it outside. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. And then we do anything to get that guru's attention. And then for some, maybe they manage to get the guru into sleeping with them, and it's really liberating. And then for some, it's really traumatic and brings up all their childhood pain of their abandonment from parents or from last lives, previous lives. Thanks, Joy, for your question. Hope that answers it. Thank you. I don't consider myself a guru, so I consider myself outside of that question. But maybe you consider me inside of that question. And so, if so, like I've had relationships with people that I've met at my talks, and for me it was the same as like having a connection with someone outside the talks, like in everyday life. I can see how that could be hurtful for the other person because they elevate you too high. But at the time I wasn't conscious of that. Like I didn't know about that. So for me it was just the same as like if I felt attraction to somebody in day-to-day life. Yeah, you start talking and then a bond begins to form and an intimacy. Yeah. And it's only the last like 5 years that I really began to understand the impact that can, like when somebody's coming to a talk, like the impact, like I just didn't have a sense of it in the beginning. Like I just, it started so organically. I just would sit there and people would come and listen to me speak. And to me it was nothing special. I couldn't see that projection from the other side, like what was going on in the other person. But now I really get it. So yeah. But from my side, it was really beautiful and loving. One time, and really expansive. Sometimes there were dynamics going on, I remember, but most of the time it was loving and expansive. But I don't consider myself a guru. I don't know if that excuses me from it. Also, once I saw in a small group a powerful guru connect with students using his different energies, favor some or negative energies towards others. It seems enlightened gurus know in some way how to connect to students and benefit students. Thank you, Lisa. Question. Yeah, I didn't know so much about that. I don't pay too much thought to that, like some teachers do, and yeah, maybe it's really beneficial. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's really traumatic, but maybe that trauma is good. We can't find the end and the beginning to anything, can we? What is right and what is wrong. I don't really focus on those types of things and look at that. I am aware that when you listen to some people speak, you can hear a resonance of stillness in the Oh, and I'm also aware of myself that I'm really empathetic and can really perceptive of people's micro expressions or something. But I don't know if that's something to do with waking up or just my personality. Can you pull it out? Yeah. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad.